My granddaughter, she rang me up and she said, Nana, can you tell me about your heritage and that? And I said, I'm sorry, girl, I don't know a lot. Because Mum and Dad didn't say anything, eh?
They never spoke about their life or where they'd come from or whatever.
If we wanted to know, we had to find out ourselves because they always told us, get downstairs. We wanted to ask the questions, get downstairs, you know, so that was it.
Because I think they were busy struggling with living and feeding us and looking after us, washing our clothes and keeping everything clean, that's all they concentrated on.
You got your family and you just bring them up the right way and, you know, everybody was happy, we were happy.
This is a significant place because this is where a lot of the families used to live, like further along the banks of the Plantation Creek.
We had the wood stove. We used to have a well down the bottom of the hill and we had to go down and get the water from the well in a bucket. We all went to bed early because there was no electricity or nothing. They had electricity in town here, but we didn't have any out there. But we had a good childhood, eh? And we had a good education, you know. Every day we had to get up and go to school. So, and Dad and Mum, I never heard them complaining ever about anything. They just said, be thankful.
I think we had a pretty good life, us five, you know, with Mum and Dad. The church, it was always church. We had to dress up, you know how South Sea people are. When we were kids, we had to have hat, the socks and shoes, the bag. So every time we went to church, we had all those things. We were only, what, 8, 9, going to Sunday school.
People used to go to church every Sunday. Whoever they were, white, black, brindle or whatever, everybody went to church.
Shoes on my feet, you gave me your love, Lord, and a fine family.
Auntie Sis, she used to read her Bible every morning and every night, and didn't matter that it was school time, we had to do the Bible reading. We'd be wanting to go to school and she wouldn't care, she'd just keep praying and praying and praying like the old people did. One day I sang out, Amen, and she wasn't finished praying and she clouded the both of us. And so she started praying all over again.
Grandfather came from over Vanuatu. He came as a blackbirder, you know. They brought him over to cut the cane. He married my grandmother, who was an Aboriginal here. They were called Hennaways. That's not their original name. I don't know what their name was.
When our families were brought over, their names were changed. That does make it difficult for people to trace their history or trace their family heritage.
They said there was about 50,000 of them. People from South Sea Island, you know, the Vanuatu, from Cairns way down to the Tweed Heads, working amongst the cane fields. But they expected, yeah, those South Sea Islanders to work hard, yeah, in the cane paddock, not much money.
There was a lot of families in the Burdekin. There was the Herons, the Tatuses, the Tallises, the Dars. There's that many that, you know, but they all had a lot of children.
And my father, he was a sickly man, you know, not very strong. Working on the farm, they didn't make much money. Us boys, we made what they call a trap, a bandicoot trap. We'd catch bandicoots, then we'd clean them, and we'd eat them. But my mother, she'd look around and see a possum up on the tree. So shoot the possum. When it hit the ground, we get it and we boil up hot water and take all the fur off it. We used to eat wallaby and all that. Yeah, it was part of our, part of the culture. When you're poor and got hardly anything to eat, everything tastes nice.
When we grew up, there was a cotton growing and we had to go and pick the cotton.
I think it was easier than picking beans.
We wouldn't have been older than 15.
And I remember picking tobacco.
But we applied ourselves to whatever because we had to. There wasn't too much whinging.
I've been to Vanuatu. It was very emotional going back there and seeing the village where our great-grandfather came from. I think it was more like a spiritual connection, because as we were flying over in the plane, like, we just had tears rolling down our eyes. Some of the faces that we seen at the village, we were like, oh, they look like, you know, Auntie so-and-so or Uncle so-and-so from back home.
When we went there and there was all these people there waiting to meet us, and a lot of the ladies, they were crying. And I said to one of the pastors there, why are they crying? And he said, well, they're so happy to see their great-grandchildren come back to the island.
In the general population, I believe that there's very limited knowledge about Australian South Sea Islander history. I think there is more interest with my generation and some of the younger generations.
I'd like them to know about the South Sea Islanders, you know. I'd like them to know. Mum and Dad, we're proud to be of their, you know, their family, because they were good South Sea Islander people.
It's a proud heritage. That's it. For us, you know. It's our heritage, that's it.